A new nonprofit in Arkansas is working to improve maternal health outcomes with new resources from others. Also, U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon will visit Arkansas this week as part of a national listening tour. And an Arkansas school district starts the year with the state's largest fleet of electric school buses. Those headlines and more coming up on KASU News for Monday, August 11th, 2025. I'm Brandon Tabor. A new nonprofit is investing ways to improve maternal health in the natural state. Arkansas consistently ranks near the bottom nationally for maternal health outcomes, including mortality. Dr. Nirvana Manning is chair of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at UAMS and executive director of the Arkansas Center for Women and Infants Health. Speaking at a roundtable on maternal health last week, she says studying the social determinants of health is crucial to understanding the problem.
Things like income, education, transportation, and housing also play a huge role in the maternal health care crisis. These factors affect not only access to health care, but also women's ability to stay healthy during and after pregnancy. These challenges disproportionately affect women of color and those in underserved areas, compounding this problem even further.
Manning says her group has started giving new mothers free kits filled with diapers, formula, and other common supplies. They also give out I Gave Birth bracelets as a visual cue for new moms and healthcare providers.
You know, a blood pressure of 140/90 is not something that most ER doctors would care anything about if a patient shows up with that. But if you're postpartum, I care. I care a lot about it. And so it's a visual provider for not only the patient to take their health seriously, but other healthcare providers to recognize that that patient may come with different symptoms.
Manning says her group is also working to educate new moms on symptoms of common postpartum complications when they leave the hospital. Nearly 90% of all maternal deaths are preventable, with about half occurring in the postpartum period. U.S. Education Secretary Linda McMahon will be in Arkansas this week. The stop is part of the Returning Education to the States tour. In a news release sent on Friday, the secretary says she will visit all 50 states to hear from students, teachers, and school leaders about education models that are meeting the needs of families and local communities. The release did not specify a date or provide the exact location in Arkansas that Secretary McMahon will be visiting. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has announced an economic cooperation agreement between Arkansas and the Israel Innovation Authority. In a Friday news release, the governor said the memorandum of understanding would foster collaboration between the two in sectors such as aerospace, defense, agriculture, and manufacturing. The MOU will remain in effect for 10 years and aims to promote exchanges and visits for delegates and businesses between the state of Arkansas and Israel. Research shows U.S. Customs and Immigration Enforcement isn't just targeting immigrants with criminal records during mass arrests, and that deportations negatively impact Arkansas's economy. Frida Ross for the Arkansas News Service has more.
The Immigration Research Initiative's report finds that when arrests rose from January to May this year, many of those detained lacked a criminal record. Although President Donald Trump campaigned on deporting immigrants who commit heinous crimes, report co-author Chloe East says that's not who's being arrested.
The majority who are currently impacted have no criminal conviction, and instead, the only potential violation they have is a civil violation of not complying with immigration law.
The Transactional Records Access Clearinghouse, or TRAC, is a research-focused nonprofit. It supports these findings with data showing more than 70% of people detained had no criminal record. TRAC's research includes data showing immigrants arrested during past mass deportations had at least minor criminal convictions. Another report from the University of Pennsylvania claims mass deportations may have drastic economic consequences, depleting Arkansas's workforce and shrinking wages. East says just the fear of mass arrests creates major challenges to the economy.
Immigrants are much more fearful about leaving their home when they hear about these types of raids. So they often don't go to work or don't go to work as frequently as they would have otherwise, which makes it really hard for businesses to continue to function.
Arkansas is home to about 70,000 immigrants who lack a legal status in the United States. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
Next, a former FedEx security officer files a $6 million lawsuit alleging racial discrimination. We'll have more after the break.
I'm KASU Station Manager Mark Smith. Like many small rural stations across the country, congressional action to eliminate funding for public media sends KASU and all public radio into an uncharted future. But we remain certain about our mission and our commitment to you and to our community. You can help through contributing at kasu.org/give. As we navigate the path ahead, your continued partnership and financial support is crucial. We're grateful for you. Thank you.
A former FedEx security officer is suing the company for at least $6 million, alleging racial discrimination and wrongful termination. Barbara Blake claims a white coworker at FedEx World Headquarters in Memphis made repeated racist remarks, including calling black employees nappy-headed and heathens. Blake says her complaints to management led to discipline against her instead of actions against the coworker. She was fired earlier this year and is seeking damages and reinstatement. As of this reporting, FedEx has not issued a public statement regarding the lawsuit. In central Arkansas, Lonoke County could be the new home of a 6,000-acre solar farm. A public meeting was held last week seeking feedback on a 65% tax abatement for the project, spearheaded by a renewable energy firm called Invenergy. Senior analyst Eve Shanahan showcased their proposal, which would split roughly $62 million between Lonoke County and the England and Pulaski County Special School Districts. The solar project would be situated on the county line just outside of the town of Keogh. Mayor Stephanie White told member station Little Rock Public Radio that the town does not expect a windfall from the project.
There's a different picture for the county than there is for the city. The city just has 300 acres, and if those acres are developed with panels, then that would change the tax rate for that. And just kind of back of the envelope math, we're looking at an additional $1,200 per year into the city coffers. And so I'll let you decide on what that really looks like for a community like Keogh.
She is hopeful the developer will consider further goodwill projects to garner support, such as funding for a municipal broadband project or community center. Lonoke County Judge Doug Irwin has sole discretion on whether to grant the abatement. The Little Rock School District is off to an electric start in this new school year. As students return to the classroom this morning, some will be riding on a brand new fleet of fully electric school buses. LRSD Superintendent Jamal Wright says there are many benefits to students.
They provide a cleaner, quieter ride to school. Fewer emissions mean healthier lungs and fewer asthma triggers. A quieter commute means a more peaceful start to the day. These buses aren't just transportation, they're rolling classrooms for sustainability.
The 25 Bluebird Vision electric school buses can travel up to 130 miles on one charge and can carry a maximum of 69 students. They are zero emission and take just 2 hours to fully recharge. With this addition, LRSD now has the largest fleet of electric school buses in the state of Arkansas. In professional golf, Justin Rose produced a stunning rally with 4 straight birdies to make up a 3-shot deficit with 5 holes to play. He made 2 birdies in a 3-hole playoff to beat U.S. Open champion J.J. Spahn in the FedEx St. Jude Championship in Memphis yesterday. In Major League Baseball yesterday, Nolan Gorman singled home the winning run, lifting the St. Louis Cardinals to a 3-2 victory over the Chicago Cubs to wrap up their 3-game series. That's all for KASU News. Music provided by 2B Studio. You can find more stories online at kasu.org. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for KASU News on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcast. In Jonesboro, I'm Brandon Tabor, KASU News.